Alright guys, and welcome to my Frost Death Knight PvE DPS guide for WOTLK King Classic. This is going to be a quick overview of all of the essentials that you need to know. If you have more specific questions, I recommend checking out your class discords, which I will leave linked in the description. So these are the topics: talents and glyphs, professions, stat priority, pre-bis and bis gear, enchants and gems, consumables, rotation, and tips to increase your DPS, and macros and weak auras that I would recommend. For talents, you've got two options. This is the best talent build when you are low geared, and then this is the best talent build when you've got more gear. So it's either going to be a blood subspec or an unholy subspec, and these glyphs that are on the screen are also your best in slot glyphs. Now, when should you go for the unholy subspec? Well, the simple answer to that is sim your character. When this build takes over in DPS, when you sim your character with your current gear, then go for this build instead. According to all guides that I've read, this is around about the time of Icecrown Citadel. For professions, you go engineering and jewel crafting. It sims the best, and that's the end of story. Now, your stat priority is hit chance, even over the cap, expertise, strength, crit, arm penetration, and then haste. You may be wondering, why is this the case? Well, the simple answer is it sims better, and let's leave it at that. Now guys, when it comes to picking your pre-raid bis, your phase 1 bis, then your gems and your enchants, I'd recommend just downloading the add-on Loon Bis Addon. As you can see, it will give you all the pre-bis gear for every single spec in the game, and obviously your best in slot gear too, and obviously where to get it. Bear in mind that sometimes the pre-bis loot is for some reason on the phase 1 bis list, and all the best gems and enchants and what slots to get it in. By the way guys, no bis list with enchants and gems on it is going to be perfect for absolutely every single player. You really need to be simming your character on WoW Sims, because for instance it might not be best in slot to go for a particular gem socket bonus, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. Should always be simming your character to get more precise and accurate results. Now for runes, you want to go Razor Ice on the main hand and then Fallen Crusader on the offhand. Why? Because it sims best. What a surprise. For consumes, you want to go Flask of Endless Rage, you want Strength Food, which is the Dragon Fin Fillet, then you want Potions of Speed and your Sapper Charges and stuff like that. Now the oddball here is you can also go for the Potion of the Indestructible. When you are in Blood subspec, you go in for Bladed Armor, which increases your attack power based on your armor, so having an armor pot does slightly increase your armor. We'll talk more about this and how to use it in the rotation section, which we're doing right now. So first of all, keep Horn of Winter up all the time, pretty standard. Make a weak aura to remind you to keep it up. Always maintain your diseases on the target, obviously with Icy Touch and Plague Strike, because they will increase the damage of other abilities. Then Obliterate. Always use a Blood Strike after a Pestilence so that you can sync your runes, basically by getting 2 death runes available quite soon after each other, to the point where, well, you can just line it up straight away with another Obliterate. Then Frost Strike with Killing Machine. Then Howling Blast with a Rhyme proc, but not without a Rhyme proc. Then a normal Frost Strike, obviously without Killing Machine. And then Horn of Winter you will use as a filler if you have absolutely no runic power or runes available for an ability, although that circumstance is pretty rare. With your Unholy subspec, with your Epidemic talent, you'll have more time before your dots fall off. This means that you want to focus on generating your death runes earlier in your rotation. You normally do this by obviously using Blood Strike or Pestilence a little bit earlier before you start Obliterate spamming, so that when all your runes line up, you'll get more Obliterates in a row. Another way I like to think about it is you want to get your death runes generated pretty much straight after you get your dots. Now let's run through some DPS tips. So first of all, pop your armor potion 1 minute before a fight, so you can benefit for it for about a 1 minute of going into combat, and also be able to pre-pot your haste potion after you've popped your armor potion. You want to optimize when you're using Unbreakable Armor in your rotation, and you're going to be using it when you're going to use the most amount of outbreaks, which is normally when you're going to outbreak a couple of times, empower a rune weapon, and then get a good like 3 to 4 outbreaks off. And it's always best to line up Unbreakable Armor with other cooldowns like your trinkets and your bloodlust. Normally, because it's a 1 minute cooldown, you'll be able to use one with your trinkets and then one without your trinkets. My advice when it comes to using Blood Tab is use it when you've used Obliterate with your 2 death runes, and then you don't have enough time to wait around for Pestilence to refresh your dots. So you use your Blood Tab quickly on a Pestilence to get your dots back up so you don't lose your dots, and then go back to Obliterate spamming. And remember, you can use Anti-Magic Shell to stand in AoE raid damage to continue meleeing the boss, or also to generate extra runic power for more DPS. Now guys, for weak auras and macros, I've made a behemoth list of all the best macros and weak auras that every single class can get in the game when it comes to raiding. Pretty much everything really. As you can see, I've got it for every single class here. All you have to do to get access to this is subscribe to the channel, go to my sub-only trailer, and then click the link in the description. But anyway guys, my name is MetaGoblin. Until my next video, ciao.